Hello guys, so today we're going to draft different sizes of our basic bodies using just two sizes and we're going to try to get the other sizes in between. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to move from a small size to a big size using just our paper or pencils as usual. So I know there are a lot of technological advancements in the field of pattern making and grading, but today we're going to use just our rulers, our pens, our calculator, because as we know, not everyone have the opportunity or access to these high quality tools for pattern drafting and pattern grading. So let's jump right into it. So starting with, I'm going to trace my pattern into another piece of paper. Right here I have two different patterns. I have a size, I think a size 10, and I have a size 20. So we're trying to get the sizes in between size 10 and size 20. So that's how many sizes. That is size 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So we're going to get all those sizes in between. So I'm going to use my tracing ruler as usual. I'm going to trace my front bodies onto another one, onto a plain paper. I'm just going to mark out my center front line and align it properly so that I can get a very straight and very concise, very accurate measurement. So right now I'm just going to place a plain cloth underneath it. The reason I use cloth is because I found that it's easier, it's faster and softer than using a tracing mat. This is just my method. I prefer using cloth to trace. So I'm going to trace my front pattern right now. Just going to trace all around it. So this pattern, I made it up to the hip, This is just my basic slope. So I'm just going to trace around it, the front of it, trace. I'm going to do this for the size 20, and I'm also going to do this for the size 10. But right now I'm tracing using my size 20 because it's the bigger piece of both patterns. So I'm just going to trace this. So mark out your notch points in your shoulder, in your arm sky. Trace out like that. So once I'm done tracing the size 20, I put it away and I draw out my pattern that I've traced very quickly. I'm just going to speed up this process. So right now I'm going to place my size 10 on top of this traced and marked out size 20 I've done. I'm going to align the waist line because I want the waist to be equal. I don't want there to be a difference in the waistline. So I'm going to mark out my waist line to be the same as the first one that I've done. And also place my center front to align with the other center front. So basically I'm just trying to make sure everything aligns properly. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to trace out my size, the smaller size, my size 10, onto the same piece of paper. It might look confusing, but don't worry, trust the process. So I'm just checking to see everything was properly traced out. So at this point, I'm going to trace out the size 10 that I use the tracing wheel to imprint. So basically I'm just doing the same thing I did before. So right now you can see there are two different sizes. One is on top of the other one, and you can see the difference between the both sizes. In between this place, we're going to get the following sizes. We're going to get our size. We're going to get size 12, size 14, size 16, size 18, and finally size 20. So these are the sizes we're going to get in between, in that space. This is how we're going to get it. So just keep watching, keep following. So I'm going to take a ruler quickly and rule a straight line to join both ends to one another. So I'm just going to join. So I'm trying to make a 3D image right now. As you can see, it looks like it looks good, right? So I'm going to measure between these 2 points, or measure between these 2 points, and whatever I get, this is 6 centimeters, and I'm going to measure, divide it by 5, because I'm trying to get that number of points in between. So I'm going to get 1.2 centimeters, and that 1.2 centimeters, I'm going to divide that line into little 1.2 centimeters. Each of the points I'm going to get represent a size in our sloper. Each of them represents a real size. So I'm just trying to give you a closer look here. That's 1.2. That's another 1.2. So basically, I'm going to do this for all around this pattern paper. I'm going to mark out these different graduations, these different signs and different points, and these points are going to give me a very accurate pattern. So you can see that's my size 10 to my size 20. Everything is all there. Trust the process. We're going to do this all round for the front darts, the neckline. We're going to do it everywhere. So just keep watching and you'll understand very soon. This method is very useful for small business owners, small fashion designers, those who have difficulty accessing softwares like Cloud 3D, Odysseys. It looks like a long process, but in reality it doesn't really take so long, and you get almost the same thing. The only difference is that with the computers it's usually faster and it's also quite accurate, and it saves you a lot of manpower, it saves you a lot of time just to get the same thing. There are different methods of getting of sizing up or sizing down. There are some methods you call in cut and spread. You just cut the patterns into particular sizes and you spread them out and you get a new pattern. There are some other methods, but I personally prefer this method because you can't really go wrong when you do it this way. You can't really mess up. You can't really make a mistake. Yeah. So you can see I'm going round and doing every single part of it. Yeah, to the bottom also. So basically I've made a 3-dimensional drawing. So now we're going to just mark in between each and every one of them. And after marking, we're going to use our colorful pencils to draw out the new patterns we make in between. This is so we don't make a mistake and we don't get confused on which pattern is which, what size is what size. So I use different colors. So for the first one, I'm going to use the color green, or dark green, just so you see exactly what I've been trying to do here. So I had to change to a bending, they call it curve bending ruler because I was having difficulty with my other curved rulers. So basically I've just drawn out the first size for you to see. So we're going to do this for each and every other one. So I'm just going to mark out my front, my neckline. So this is it. That's my front dart, bust dart, the waistline. So now I'm moving on to the second size. Basically going to do the same thing we did for the first one. Okay. We're going to do this for all 5 different sizes. So I just finished with creating my front bodice pattern grid. So I'm just going to write on the top so anyone using my pattern grids will understand the amount of sizes and what they are when they want to use the sizes. I'm also going to draw like a label for each of the sizes. I'm going to draw a table and create the color codes that I used for each of the sizes. So anyone who picks up this pattern will understand immediately, okay, what am I looking at? Am I looking at the size? What I'm looking for is size 12. This is the color for size 12. This is color for size 14. So when they want to trace out, it's very easy to understand what you're tracing out. So basically that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to use each of the colors. So I'm going to start with size 10, size 12, size 14, size 16, size 18 and 20. So basically I'm just going to color those boxes with each color representing the color code for the size. So after this, I'm going to move on to doing the back, which is basically the same thing, but I'll probably do it off camera, then we get back. So I'm just going to give you a brief demonstration on how to trace out your pattern from this group of slopers we have in place. So to do that, if you want to trace something like maybe a size 16, you just go to the size 16 and you trace all around the pattern. You follow the line accordingly and you get the exact pattern. There's no need for you to start drafting from 0 to the end. Just trace it out from this, so makes your job way easier. So I'm just going to do the back of camera and I'll show you right now how the back looks like also. So this is the back. I've done basically the same thing. I made everything equal at the waistline, so the difference is the nape to the waist measurement will always be different because it's graduating upwards and downwards. So this is it, the front graded pattern and the back graded pattern. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Please encourage me, tell me what you want to see, what you'd like me to do, and I'll do them. Hopefully I'm back, I'm here to stay. So these are my rulers and the stuff I used. So see you on my next video. Bye.